Good morning, storytellers, and welcome back to StoryForge Academy's Advanced Screenwriting course. Today's session is a powerful one. Perhaps the most subtle and challenging skill any writer must master: dialogue and subtext. We're going to learn how to write conversations that don't just talk, but reveal, how to make silence speak, how to make lies feel true, and how to let emotion vibrate beneath every line. By the end of this class, you'll understand how great dialogue works on two levels: what's being said, and what's really being said underneath. You'll discover how to replace flat exposition with tension, contradiction, and emotional truth. So if you've ever written a line that sounds too obvious, or a scene that feels lifeless, today's lesson will show you how to bring it alive, through the music of what's not spoken. If you enjoy these lessons and want to keep learning the art of cinematic storytelling, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to StoryForge Academy, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a class. Your journey to becoming a professional screenwriter continues right here, one scene at a time. Green Book, The Comfort of Illusion. Cinema at its best is magic. It's the art of transformation, the place where we go not just to escape, but to feel something bigger than ourselves. People don't walk into a theater to attend a funeral. They come for wonder, emotion, beauty, and sometimes, yes, for truth. But Green Book isn't interested in truth. It's a film that sings lullabies to a wounded conscience, and the audience, tired and restless, lets itself be rocked to sleep. The story looks simple enough. A white driver and a black pianist traveled together through the segregated American South in the 1960s. One man learns tolerance, the other learns trust. It sounds like the start of a human journey, maybe even redemption. But once you look closer, you realize that nothing truly happens. There's no revelation, no moment that shakes your soul. Just a long, comfortable drive through a past that has been washed clean of its pain. The truth hiding behind this story is far more complicated, because the kind of racism shown in Green Book, the open, noisy, obvious kind, has never really disappeared. It just learned to behave. It wears a suit now, smiles politely, and hides behind polite phrases. If the racism of the 1960s was brutal, the racism of today is invisible. It survives not because people still shout it, but because they've learned how to whisper it. And that's what makes Green Book so dishonest. It presents prejudice as a museum piece, a relic we can observe safely from behind glass. It tells us the monster is dead, when in truth it has only changed its clothes. Watching this film, you can almost feel the calculation behind it. A small crew, a modest story, a few cars, a handful of actors, and the sense that this was not made for box office profit, but for a different kind of reward. It's as if the filmmakers aimed not for audiences, but for award voters. And the voters, those juries of moral fatigue, often respond to exactly this kind of softness. They like to feel good about feeling guilty. They applaud what comforts them, not what challenges them. That's why the film's success says more about the system than about the story. It's not really a movie about friendship or equality. It's a mirror held up to Hollywood itself, showing an industry desperate to prove its virtue. Every time the Academy hands a golden statue to a film like this, it isn't celebrating art. It's performing penance. It's saying, we remember the sins of the past, but please, don't make us face them too sharply. You can see it even in the filmmaking. Every frame is tidy, polished, polite. The South looks almost picturesque. Soft light, clean streets, gentle sunsets. There's no smell of sweat, no danger in the air. Whenever a scene threatens to become uncomfortable, a racist insult, a moment of violence, the camera cuts away. The music rises and we're back in the safety of laughter. It's as if the director is terrified of letting us feel too much. The ugliness of reality is replaced by the beauty of order. And yet the performances are strong. Viggo Mortensen gives Tony a raw energy, a rough-edged charm. Mahershala Ali plays Dr. Shirley with elegance and quiet pride. But the script betrays them both. Every time Shirley's anger flickers, the scene ends. Every time Tony's ignorance cracks, the film rewards him with applause. The real journey belongs to the white man, while the black man, the supposed heart of the story, becomes a lesson, a prop, a moral compass for someone else's growth. It's a friendship built on imbalance. The film ends, of course, with that Christmas dinner, the family table, the warmth, the smiles, that were all the same moral. It's meant to be healing. But healing from what exactly? From guilt? From history? From the discomfort of remembering? The movie closes its own wound before it ever dared to bleed. You leave the theater feeling fine, but the world outside is still the same. That's not catharsis. That's anesthesia. Some people will argue it's just a movie, a simple feel-good story. But that's the problem. It wants to be feel-good, about something that should make us uneasy. Art isn't therapy for the comfortable. It's revelation for the restless. When cinema replaces confrontation with consolation, it loses its fire. And Green Book is all consolation. It's the cinematic equivalent of saying, "See, we've learned our lesson. Now let's all move on." The danger is subtle. Films like this rewrite the past until it feels safe. They turn oppression into a stage play, prejudice into a punchline, and resistance into a handshake. They make audiences believe that racism was a personal misunderstanding, not a structural reality that still shapes lives today. It's nostalgia dressed as enlightenment, and nostalgia, when it replaces honesty, becomes propaganda. That's why the film feels empty even as it tries to be kind, because kindness without truth is just sentimentality. There's no pulse, no surprise, no cinematic spark, only predictability. The audience laughs, sighs, claps. The credits roll, conscience soothed. But nothing lingers. It's like watching a magician who shows you the trick before he performs it. Cinema should be dangerous. It should provoke, disturb, awaken. But Green Book wants to reassure. It's a film afraid of its own subject. It takes a story of humiliation and turns it into a road comedy. It takes pain and turns it into politeness. In the end, it asks us not to think, but to forgive. Not the characters, but ourselves. That's the real tragedy of Green Book. It isn't a lie about history. It's a lie about empathy. It teaches that understanding comes easily, that all wounds can be closed with dinner and music. But empathy, real empathy, demands discomfort. It demands that we sit with the ugliness and not look away. This film keeps looking away. So when I think about Green Book, I don't see courage or artistry. I see a beautifully wrapped apology. A product designed to soothe a guilty culture. A movie that pretends to heal while deepening the silence. And yes, perhaps that's why it won. Because in a world tired of division, nothing sells better than the illusion of harmony. In the end, Green Book isn't evil. It's just hollow. It plays with the weary souls of its audience. Those who come to the cinema not for truth, but for momentary relief. For a few minutes they laugh, they cry, they leave lighter. They leave lighter, but when the lights come up, the world is still burning. And the film has taught them nothing about how to face the fire. Cinema is magic, yes, but only when it dares to be alive. And Green Book, for all its smiles and songs, never truly lives. It's a postcard from a dream of peace, mailed to a world that still refuses to wake up. Maybe the real story isn't Green Book itself. It's the system that rewarded it. In our next episode, we'll go behind the red carpet and ask, are film awards truly valuable?